Alright everybody, this is Brandon, and we're going to be reloading the 300 winmag today. 208 grain Hornady AMAX. I just want to do a quick setup of how I've used my Dillon 550 as a single stage, and I can still do all my brass and setting everything up, cutting and D-priming and all that stuff here, and then go to my Dillon and be able to do 12 rounds pretty quickly, shooting pretty accurate, and still hitting the target. And you know, a lot of people saying 300 winmag you should only do on a single stage. Here I've used my Dillon, so I already have pretty much everything pre-set up. I have my primers in. I've already changed my setting for the projectile itself, and we're going to load some rounds real quickly using the scale. Drop the powder perfectly. As you can see, I take notes, and we talked about collective overall length. I got 3.34, 208 grain Hornady AMAX. We're going to use H 4350, starting at 59 grains. And we're going to do 12 rounds. So I've already processed all my brass, shot once, cleaned, trimmed, nice and shiny, all lubed up, and here's my 12 rounds, everything set up. So we're going to go ahead and shoot this off. So go ahead and place in the Dillon 550, and we're going to size it, which it's already sized, but we're just priming it. And the first one I always like to pull out and make sure everything's good to go. Like I said, I already resized everything over here earlier. We're just kind of running it through again with the lube and priming it. We're going to take it to the powder. And I measure each one of these separately. For the sole purpose, I like to make sure I got exactly the same in every one of them. So 59 grain. I could easily get a powder dispenser, which I probably will get one of those soon. But right now, it's kind of, this is what I'm doing. So I like kind of doing it where I know I got the right powder of what I want. So we're looking for 69. Obviously I got a ways to go. I just want to use this, 59. Take out a few here. When I get close, I like to remeasure. .59, 58.9. Alright, 59.1. This is the most tedious crap. 59 grain. So we're going to go ahead and charge up to the powder. Blow up my funnel. We're going to drop powder. I do a little taparoo. I come back to my scale, zero it out again, and then I drop, spin to put the 220, or the 208 grain Hornady AMAX. And we're going to put just a little bit of crimp on it. And it calls for just a little bit of crimp for the sole reason is when shooting these, sitting inside your weapon system, you don't want that bullet to seep back into the chamber, or the projectile to seep back into the casing from the recoil of the weapon, which is what I've been reading. So anyways, we'll continue. So that's one. Like to charge, prime, move it. Now go ahead and zero this out and do 59 grain again. $58. Everybody has their own way of kind of doing this. You know, their own little scale, own little secret. I truly give it plenty of time, let it catch up with itself. And sometimes if you wait long enough, it'll get there. So you can see it was just at 59 and it went back to 58. So we probably got one teeny grain. It pops back. So I take one and I drop it in there. One little minute. I know that's 59. So we're going to charge up to the powder. Grab my funnel again. Of course, using my 550B Dillon. We're reloading 300 Winchester Magnum. Taparoo. Zero out my scale. Bring it down. Spin it to my 208 grain AMAX Hornady. Go ahead and seat the ground. Sometimes I like to seat twice too, and give it a little crimp. Reason I do two before I check is just in case you get a couple offsies. You won't have to worry about it. So what we're going to do now is take a measurement. The measurement is 3.34. .339. I say that's pretty good. Same thing. At the same time, I always bust out my Wilson gauge. This is the new Wilson gauge that I just purchased not too long ago. I set it up to my specific rifle, and it comes for the process of doing that. Take a shot casing and measure it pretty much using your casing that was in your chamber. So we're going to go ahead and drop down. Taking a good look at that. I mean, you can tell, you'll know when you have one that's not good. And oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty good. Oh yeah. So now I know these two are good to go. I'm going to load the rest of mine without measurement, because none of these measurements are going to change on this Dillon. That's pretty much rock solid. I'm going to go ahead and bust out 12, and switch to a different diameter projectile and do some more. So you see my setup for the Dillon. Reloading 300 WinMag. I can easily just change it to one of my powders up here, to a tube, to a different setup for the 6.5 Grendel, or I can use a setup for the 300 Blackout. I love the Dillon. They have so many things that are universal and exchangeable. Swap them in, swap them out. So this is Brandon. I appreciate your time. Hope you liked it.